start with a couple of introductions here. Behind me, to my left, we have District Attorney Kurt Klomberg, and to my right, our medical examiner PJ Schobel. I am Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt, and today we want to share some information with you about the death investigation regarding the baby known as Baby Theresa. 13 years ago, authorities in Dodge County found a deceased baby near the village of Theresa. Until today, the community has been left wondering if her family would ever be identified. Today, we can provide that closure. This case has been resolved. On Wednesday, April 29th, 2009, the Dodge County Sheriff's Office and the Dodge County Medical Examiner's Office responded to Lone Road in the town of Theresa and confirmed the death of a newborn baby found abandoned in a garbage bag. The full-term, 8-pound baby girl appeared healthy. At that time, tests were conducted which were used to determine the cause of death for the baby. Investigators named her Baby Theresa to provide her with an identity, naming her after the community closest to where she was found, the village of Theresa. Authorities worked timelessly at the time to identify family members of Baby Theresa: parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, to provide her with a respectful and dignified burial. Unfortunately, no family members could be identified, and Baby Theresa was laid to rest without family present on Monday, May 11th, 2009, at Lowell Cemetery in southwest Dodge County. While the family may not have been present, her community in Dodge County was there to pay her respects. Now I'm going to turn it over to Medical Examiner PJ Schobel for some comments about his portion of the investigation.
The Dodge County Medical Examiner's Office conducted an investigation of the incident, and I ordered an autopsy which was performed on April 30th, 2009. The medical examination did not reveal evidence that supported the contention or charge that the child was murdered. The pathologist concluded that the incident was a fetal demise, indicating that the child may have died prior to or during birth. For almost 13 years, the Dodge County Sheriff's Office and the Dodge County Medical Examiner's Office continued to investigate, and advances in forensic science allowed us to identify a suspect in the incident. In 2014, the Sheriff's Office worked with the District Attorney to file a charge against the then unknown mother's DNA profile to prevent the 6-year statute of limitation for the charges to run, thus allowing for any prosecution, now 13 years later. In 2021, the mother was identified as Karen Lutonen from Milwaukee.
Our offices worked closely with the Dodge County District Attorney's Office to identify the correct charge in this incident. After evaluating all evidence, it was determined that the appropriate charge in this case is concealing the death of a child under Wisconsin State Statute 948.23 sub 1 sub a, related to the issue of a woman. Concealing the death of a child or the issue of a woman is a Class I felony, punishable by statute by not more than $10,000 or imprisonment by no more than 3 years or 6 months, or both. Today, the mother made her initial appearance in Dodge County Circuit Court, and we will now wait for the legal process to take its course. Today, we will not be able to release any additional information related to the investigation itself. For details, you may certainly request a copy of the criminal complaint from the courts, as it is paramount that we maintain the integrity of this case throughout the criminal proceedings. This incident shocked our Dodge County community when it occurred. By as shocking as it may be, the professionals of the Dodge County Sheriff's Office, the Dodge County District Attorney's Office, and the Dodge County Medical Examiner's Office, along with our community, came together from the initial discovery of Baby Theresa's body until today. I'd like to now have District Attorney Klomberg also provide some information for you.
I'm Dodge County District Attorney Kurt Klomberg. Because this case that we are discussing is not concluded, for ethical reasons, I must be very limited in my comments. I'm also ethically required to remind everyone that the defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in court. I want to recognize the exceptional work of the Sheriff's Office and the medical examiner in this investigation. The commitment from both offices was extraordinary. The charge in this case is concealing the death of a child, specifically the issue of a woman. Issue of a woman is a legal term that includes a child not born alive. This crime carries a maximum penalty of 1.5 years of initial confinement and 2 years of extended supervision. If sufficient evidence existed that the child was born alive, a charge of hiding a corpse would be available. Based on the final review of the evidence, that charge is not available. Stepping away from the facts of the current case, in reviewing this law, I was surprised that the charge for hiding the issue of a woman, given the range of behavior covered by the statute, was so different from other charges related to hiding a corpse. Consequently, I reached out to Representative Mark Bourne and Senator John Jagler to see if a legislative change could be made. I am grateful for their attention to this matter, and I am informed that they will be presenting a bill to raise the penalties for the crime, making them consistent with penalties for hiding a corpse. I hope that this legislation can pass and become the law in Wisconsin. It should come to be known as Baby Theresa's Law. Thank you.
Just a few more comments. I would like to thank all of those who worked diligently in this incident over the last 13 years. First, I would like to thank our primary investigators, Detective Vicki Bruger and Medical Examiner PJ Schobel. They never gave up and pursued absolutely every lead imaginable since Baby Theresa was discovered in 2009. Detective Bruger was provided with every resource she needed to find closure in this case. I would also like to thank the rest of our Criminal Investigative Division at the Sheriff's Office for their support and their assistance to Detective Bruger. Medical Examiner Schobel worked on this case in conjunction with Detective Bruger, providing additional resources and perspectives. Both of these individuals went above and beyond to solve this case. I also have some additional thanks I want to put out to the community and to those individuals. First of all, our Sheriff's Office chaplain, Timothy Bauer, longtime chaplain with the Sheriff's Office, performed the difficult task of conducting the funeral service for Baby Theresa in 2009. Todd Michael and the staff at Cornerstone Funeral Home donated their funeral home services for this cause, and we thank them. My friend Matt Lover was the vocalist at the funeral at the gravesite in Lowell in 2009. I'd like to thank Sheriff Todd Nails, retired, for providing the resources and the initial investigation that got this investigation going, and now that we've been able to resolve it. Retired Correctional Officer Hannah Miller, who was our forensic artist who completed the forensic drawing of Baby Theresa at the time. And of course, our DA, Kurt Klomberg, providing legal guidance and prosecution of the case. Without all of that collaborative effort, we would not be here today with a successful resolution of this case, and it was a very long and difficult case for these individuals to work through, and I thank all of them. I now have some time. We're going to take some limited questions. We will take 5 questions here today from our partners in the media. Again, questions related to the investigation itself, we're really not going to be able to discuss. We'll refer you to the criminal complaint on those. And then once we're completed with those questions, then I'll have some final closing remarks. Questions, please.
Sheriff, people are familiar with some of the genetic searching, such as 23andMe, readily available publicly. Can you just explain to us how, in the law enforcement context, doing that type of searching works?
Would you like to take that one, PJ?
Briefly, what we did was we used a service that provided a genetic profile in the family, and they used a similar to actually Ancestry, which provided us a family tree for Baby Theresa. And working through the family tree, that provided us to develop some leads as to the family. And then developing that, and through interviews, we were able to identify Karen Luutinen.
Once you had the family tree, could you exclude people through scientific means, or was it all, the legwork of you and other investigators?
Both, actually, both through the legwork and interviews and talking to people. And some of the DNA did exclude certain individuals who were identified.
Sheriff, can you just kind of talk about what this means to this community? I mean, they really embraced this child when she was found, and now that there is resolution.
Well, I think it's for the community. This is going to be mixed emotions. Of course, this is a very difficult situation. Anytime you are dealing with an infant, as we are, in this case, it's very difficult. Children-type cases are traumatic not only for the community but also for our staff. It touches the heart of everybody who's involved, and I can tell you that people who were involved in this incident, when it occurred, they had young children of their own, which always amplifies the impacts it has on us. As a community, it shocked the community, as I said before. We have a community that is very close-knit. We like to know what's going on in our neighborhood. And to have something like this, a baby discovered in a garbage bag, certainly it shocks everybody's conscience. And so now that we're here 13 years later, I think it's bittersweet. Certainly we've got a baby that is not with us, that would be 13 years old, going into high school here soon. But at the same time, we have closure, not only for our community, but for those family members as well. We have a family who maybe didn't know. Now, obviously, they're going to have to deal with this moving forward. That they may have had a niece or a granddaughter, and those are impacts as well. So. Certainly a lot of different emotions are going to be felt by the community here with this one, but at the end of the day we have closure, and that's important, and we all understand, and there won't be any lingering questions.
Are there other cold cases now that your investigators are looking into?
Our investigative staff are always looking at cases that are cold cases or ones that we haven't solved. I'm not going to go into any details about other cases that we're currently working, but if it's open, we're still investigating it. And the teamwork that I saw from my investigators in this case and in some of the other cases recently make me confident that if we are able to resolve those cases, we will. I am of the opinion that our investigative staff are at the top of the pack. They are top-notch. They know what they're doing, and then the rest of our team here at the Sheriff's Office just pull together and work with them. It's incredible, and I'll tell you, I have never seen in my 20 years in law enforcement the teamwork that I am seeing from our staff right now. It's incredible, and I'm hopeful that in the not-too-distant future, there are some other cases that haven't been solved that we'll be able to do that on.
Can you spell the mother's last name, and what are the next steps for her?
I certainly can. I highlighted because I knew you'd ask that. Karen's first name, K-A-R-I-N, Luutinen, L-U-T-T-I-N-E-N. And as far as next steps, I'll let Kurt take that.
The next step will be the district court administrator will assign a judge, and when that judge is assigned, the judge's staff will reach out to the attorneys, and we will get a date for an arraignment, and that'll be the next step in the criminal procedure.
One last question.
Is this the demonstration of a real breakthrough? Law enforcement has been stymied in the past at times when a DNA sample is coming from someone who's never had an intersection with the law, no criminal stuff, no felony, not even a misdemeanor, when they have no record whatsoever. Does this open up a brand new avenue in cases like that?
I would say it's not brand new. It's something that we have been working, but advances in this area are incredible. And certainly as we move forward, it's something that we're going to continue to utilize. DNA evidence is You know, we've been collecting it for years, and being able to look at it further and do the genealogy is certainly a huge benefit to our investigative process. And when we get to these more serious cases, they're definitely going to play a role in those when we're doing those investigations. Obviously, at this point, the lower level misdemeanor type crimes aren't going to necessarily rise to that. But when you get to the serious cases like this one, certainly that may and will play a part. BJ, you have anything else? Okay. All right, perfect. All right, I thank you everybody for coming. I just have a couple of closing comments here. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office, and the medical examiner and the district attorney still mourn the death of Baby Theresa. We're thankful again that a resolution has taken place. While it certainly has been a shocking discovery for all of us, especially the family of Baby Theresa, closure can now begin for all those who have been touched by this. Thank you again to everyone who was involved in the case. It's been a difficult investigation, but I'm proud of the team effort that's been put in by all. On behalf of all of us here at the Sheriff's Office, as well as our partner agencies, we do offer our condolences to that now identified family of Baby Theresa. Thank you, and this concludes the press conference.